Do you know what frolicking sea mammal was nearly extinct only 60 years ago? I'll give you a hint. It has a luxurious fur coat and floats on its back in kelp beds. Did you guess the sea otter? Well, that's right. And we're going to share the amazing story of his miraculous comeback in the waters off the coast of Alaska. We'll also discover how the sea otter lives, eats, rests, and multiplies. It's one of the most fascinating marine creatures you'll ever encounter, with an exuberant personality all its own. The sea otter shares his Alaskan home with a number of equally wonderful creatures both on land and at sea. We're going to take a look at a couple of these animals too. The Alaskan brown bear, which is one of the world's most fearsome carnivores, and we'll meet some polar bears, their Arctic cousins. So put on your parkas and gloves, because we're going to journey to the shores of Alaska to visit these animals. Then we'll play Animal Quiz to see what you remember about our trip. So, stay with us. We're going to have great fun. Right, kiddo? Here you go.
They call the sea otter the clown prince of the Pacific. And yet what has happened to this magnificent and unusual animal was almost a tragedy. But thanks to certain men and certain agencies, there is still great hope for them in the future. In 1913, the Aleutian Island chain off the coast of Alaska was made into a national wildlife refuge. 2 years earlier, in 1911, the International Fur Seal Treaty guaranteed the protection of the sea otter. The treaty came not a year too soon, for this invaluable animal was literally on the brink of complete extinction. For many centuries, the sea otter flourished along the entire Pacific coastline, from the Aleutians to as far south as Southern California and Mexico. But as nature often decrees, one of the great features of the sea otter nearly met his demise. Specifically, the thick, soft, beautiful furs, which they constantly clean in order to keep them buoyant in the water.